Today I will be to welcome back to Hoopscope. Today I will be breaking down some Shai film. I'll be breaking down his game against the Denver Nuggets on the 27th of February 2026. First, Shai comes down the floor. He calls some sort of play call, and you can see where my mouse is. Chet and Isaiah go down to set some screens on. I believe that is Case and Wallace, but it's all a distraction. Is all to make Jamal Murray. I think that's Cam Spencer and Nikola Jokic, to make them distracted so that Shai, if you focus on him now, if you see him, he just drives. He straight up ignores what's going on there and just drives, and he gets an easy layup. And you might think, wait, my coach might get mad at me if I do such a thing. No, because the whole point of this play, the point that OKC's coach Mark Dagnall made it up, is so that Shai, he just needs to worry about the help side. The help side is all of these. Right now, Shai drives to the left. The reason that he drives to the left is, if you simply count numbers, there's three to his right side. There's three defenders: Jokic, Murray, and I think that's Cam Spencer. And then we have one to his left side, Cam Johnson. And if you just think of math, if he goes to the right side, he will just meet help defense. There will be three people to stop him. But if he drives to the strong side, which will be the side that the ball is at, so the left side, because the ball is at the left side right now, if he drives, he will not meet any sort of help from Cam. Cam Johnson will not help, because if he does help, if he does step in, Shai will just need to pass it to Lou Dort, and that will be a very easy 3-point shot. And the Denver Nuggets do not want easy shots and don't want OKC's shooters like Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, and Chet Holmgren to get easy 3-point shots, because the OKC will be very happy to shoot those. And of course, all of that accumulates into something that looks very simple. Shai calls down the play. They go down to set the screens. The help defense is occupied. He goes to the strong side. Cam Johnson can't help because Lou Dort is a good shooter. Then it just accumulates into Shai just getting a simple layup. This is his first points, I believe. His first points, a driving layup. And so he just proceeds to just gets an easy layup, just normal basketball at this point. I think this is also, you need to have played a lot of 1v1 to be able just to go past your defender. This is like the highest level, so that's why it's also important to play 1v1, because you are able to learn how to get past one defender. And when you get past, let's say I forgot his name, Christian Brown, when Shai gets past him, he doesn't need to worry about Brown. He needs to worry about the people behind him, because when you get past the person in front of you, this is called the first layer of defense. You get to the second layer of defense, or like the third. The second layer right now will be Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson isn't really doing anything, so you can cross him out of the mix. And now he just gets an easy layup. That's his first 2 points. That's how he starts his rhythm. That's how Shai begins the rhythm. Now he doesn't have to worry about having 0 at the scoreboard. Now we will get into this. Shai is getting a screen from J. Will. And you might think, wait, no. Read the floor. Again, as we did before, if you just count the sides, to Shai's left, there's mainly one defender, kind of one defender. is Jokic. And you might be able to see an empty corner. That's one of the best things you can have as like a basketball player that's trying to drive. If you're trying to drive, get a mid-range, get a three, whatever it may be, if you see an empty corner, go to that side 100%. Now if I go back, you see that Shai is receiving a screen from J. Will, and now he's attacking Jokic. Now he attacks Jokic, he gets by him, and at this moment of time, you see that Jokic has broken his hip, but if you look just a bit ahead of Jokic, you see the strong side help with Cam Johnson, who's helping from that's Alex Caruso. You can also see, he receives the screen, gets by, Jokic breaks his hips, and yeah, instead of Shai going up for the layup, he just has his. Okay, let me pause there. At this moment of time, Shai has so many options. Of course, I think if you have watched some of Shai's film, you would kind of think, yeah, he might bump Jokic, take a mid-range there. He might, again, the same move, bump Jokic, get into a floater, or maybe even finish over Cam Johnson. But right now, he decides, okay, I will just hesitate slightly. You might think, why did Cam Johnson jump? I can't really slow it down. So you just at that moment right there, I think you might be able to say, watch Shai's head. He looks at Alex Caruso for the slightest bit. He looks at Alex Caruso, Cam Johnson jumps, and then Shai gets an easy reverse. I think you might just focus on Shai's head. He drives, looks, oh shit. He looks just slightly to the weak side. He looks slightly to the left. Watch his head. Looks, Cam jumps. He gets an easy reverse leg. Now, let's just let it play out. Yeah, Shai receives a screen from Alex Caruso. He gets the switch on Bruce Brown, I think that is. Again, you see that there's an empty corner screen. You see, if you now read the floor, you see the weak side. Jokic is helping from Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Joe is at the dunker spot or at the low post, and you see Tim Hardaway Jr. helping. And so when Shai gets past Bruce Brown, he just gets an easy mid-range. And as I said on the play before, at this play, where Shai could have shot the midi, now at this play, he decides to shoot the midi. When he first and foremost gets a switch with Bruce Brown, he gets by him. You see the off-arm swipe. You can see the off-arm swipe there. He gets by Bruce, and then he decides to shoot the midi because he literally can't go any deeper, any closer to the rim, because if he decides to step up, if he decides to go at that area, he might get double teamed he might even get triple teamed, because you see Christian Brown isn't stuck to Alex Caruso. He left Alex Caruso to help on Shai, and you can see the gravity of Shai, or the impact of him, because there's 4 people just straight looking at him. I mean, you can kind of count as 5. 1 person is open, 2 is open, 3 people are wide open right now, because there's 5 eyes on Shai, all eyes on me. And Shai just decides to shoot the midi and make it. That's just the scope of it. He gets by, sees the help defense with Jokic, and Tim Hardaway decides to step out, but it's too late. Shai gets an easy bucket. Again, now this is different from the 2 previous plays where there was a weak side, and I mean an empty corner. Right now, there's no empty corner. You can if yeah. Let me just let it play. Let me play out real quick. First and foremost, you see that Jalen Williams was about to set a screen, but he just decides that no, he won't. And you can see that Shai is getting guarded by Tim Hardaway Jr. And now we'll count sides again. Well, this is one of the most important things you need to do as a basketball player. Count sides. Shai's at the right side, which is the strong side, because that's where the side that the ball is. And if you look at the weak side, is kind of in transition. Everyone hasn't really set up. If you look, Lou Dort is going to the corner. Isaiah Joe is gonna come down here. I'm pretty sure that Jay will go down around this area, and that means there will be 1, 2, 3, 3 people to Shai's left, and there's Bruce Brown, and I believe that Jared McCain, Lightning McCain, to his right side. And if you just count, there's 3 to Shai's left, 1 to Shai's right. If he drives left, he'll see 3 people. He won't see like 3 people, but he'll be going against a higher number of people. If he just goes to the right side, or he stays around this right elbow, he might be able to get a midi. He has more space compared to this. It'll be more crowded with 3 people. You see this little triangle? There's 3 people there. It might be more crowded, and it might be a bit more difficult to get a bucket. Now, as I said, he clears out to here. Shai has more space on the right side. He turns his back and gets into a post up with a smaller Tim Hardaway. Posts up, gets by, and gets an pretty easy shot. And you might be thinking, this contradicts with what I said. Shai would highly likely want and highly, how do I say it? It's just better for him to go to the right side. But you might see that he posted up, bump, he goes to the left side, and he just shoots. There's also another layer to this play. To Shai's, hold on. If you just read the floor, to Shai's left side, or pretty sure to his right side actually when he's posting up, because that's his right hand. You see Mr. Number 11, Isaiah Joe, one of the best shooters in the league. And you might be thinking, why does that matter? Because his defender Cam Spencer will be just he won't know what to do. He will be in between thinking, should I double? You can see him right there helping. He leaves because he doesn't want to leave Isaiah Joe open. He goes back to help, but he doesn't want to stay. He won't stay because he'll get burned if he stays in double Shai. Because that's one of the, if you look here, that's Isaiah Joe, one of the best spot up shooters in the whole league. And so he just reaches and he just proceeds and he just leaves. He reaches and just leaves. And he just gives Shai this area right here. Before, what was stopping Shai from getting to this area, this elbow, was him, Cam Spencer. But Cam Spencer is guarding Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is one of the best shooters in the whole league. So he can't really fully commit to doubling or helping from Shai. He can't just leave him wide open. He must stay and he must be ready to contest and guard Isaiah Joe. And so he just has to fake help. He just has to fake helping and give Shai that little bit of space that he needs. And Shai gets into a mid-range because he can't really go anywhere else on this left side. He might have been able to spin to the he might have been able to, how do I say, he might have been able to go back to the right side, like spin there, but he decided to shoot this shot and it went in. And I also wanted to say there's no such a there's no not such a thing, sorry, there's no such a thing as a bad shot when it comes to having good spacing and when you just have so many options, there's no bad shot. And Shai decided to shoot this one, he made it. Now we will just yeah, Shai's running down the floor, and you might, yeah, he just runs down, runs down. And at that moment right there, I think you should be able to see the moment Shai loads his hips, does one of his signature moves, that little in and out with the left, and he just goes left. Now, before Shai attacks, I want you to look at this floor again. To Shai's left side, there's one defender. To Shai's right side, there's 3. And the principle of counting numbers is going to the side which has less numbers, or which has less amount of defenders. And if you count, you think, oh, Shai will probably go to the left side, which he does. And you might think, why did he shoot the layup? Sorry, why did he shoot the mid-range? NBA or like basketball in general, if someone gets past the guy who's guarding the ball, if you get past the first layer of defense, which is this guy right here, you run into the second layer or the third layer. When someone steps, for fuck's sake, when someone steps in, when I think that's Valanciunas, yeah. When Valanciunas, I'll just call him Jonas. When Jonas stepped in on Shai's drive, the reason is that he needed to help Cam. Teams will do anything to stop people from getting easy shots, easy layups. If Jonas didn't help, Shai would have been able just to go here, go to the left. Also, I'm pretty sure that's Isaiah Joe again. Tim Hardaway Jr. wouldn't have been able to help because he's guarding Isaiah Joe, and a great shooter. He can only kind of stunt. He can't fully commit. He can just like jab, try to like steal the ball and whatnot, but he can't really fully help on Shai's drive. The only person that can kind of fully help is Jonas Valanciunas, because J Wool isn't really the best of 3-point shooters. And so Shai gets to one of his signature moves and he just drives by, bumps. Well, the reason he bumps is because he wants that slight bit of space. He bumps, he gets that slight bit of like that millisecond of space between him and his defender. Then he just gets a pretty easy shot for Shai, and one of his shots that he regularly works on. And bang, he makes it. Now we are from defense to offense. Now, one of Shai's best skills is transition. A lot of people just see the highlights, they see the bumps, just see the bump mid-ranges as I just showed you, but one of his best skills is navigating the transition. And I'm pretty sure you saw one of the first and foremost skills is when he runs down, he looks, I think you should be able to see, he looks left, Jared McCain. Hold on. Just watch Shai's head. First, he looks there. I can't really slow it down. Second, he looks here to Isaiah Joe. He just reads the floor. Looks behind him too to see Cam Spencer is behind him. Then, you might be thinking, wait, right now is a 2v1. Shai has the ball and there's 2 people. But in basketball, you see that Bruce Brown picked up on Shai. Tim Hardaway. Sorry. Tim Hardaway won't just go mindlessly double because Shai will be able to notice that. You might think, no, he won't. Yes, he will. He's a point guard and he has, I'd say, underrated passing skill. And so, Tim Hardaway has to pick up on, again, Isaiah Joe. A great shooter. He can't leave him open. So he has to pick up. He can't really fully help. You can see where when he stops. He was just running mindlessly because he couldn't decide. He couldn't really decide to go help. He couldn't really decide to fully commit on helping Bruce Brown, on committing to doubling Shai, or he was in like no man's land. He couldn't really decide to help help Bruce Brown or commit on Isaiah. And Shai, sorry, the reason that he's able to get this very easy layup is because Bruce Brown is like, I think, 6'4". Like, he doesn't really have that long of wingspan. He isn't the best of jumper, so Shai can just like he'll just do tween and just finish right over him. Just it's all about length and like athleticism. He just finishes right over him. He can't really do much. Either he can foul, because you can't really do much with someone coming down with full steam against you. Either you can foul or you can just like give up easily. Or you would be less likely to foul because it's very easy to is gonna give a higher probability that Shai may be able to get and one, so he just backs up and just gives him an easy two. And by the way, this is Shai's first game back from his injury, and so he dropped 36, I believe it was. Hold on, you'll be able to see it. It's right there. Yep, he was 12 out of 29. He missed all three of his threes, 12 free throws. He had 36 and 9 assists. And I think I will end it here. I haven't really uploaded any videos, but inshallah I will be able to upload more videos, more breakdowns. And I know there's not a lot of people watching my YouTube channel right now, but I'll keep working, keep praying, and yeah, if Allah allows it, I'll be able to get a career out of breaking down one of my favorite sports and one of the things I love. I mean.